I was planning to make this about biology, to contrast the immobility of my life in what was the temporary home I'd made in this trailer with the mobility of microbes, the constant exchange and flux. I've been thinking about viruses as agents of change, and the way our microbiomes are changed and sustained by touch, by hosting and guesting, by exchange within and between communities, human and microbial both. But all the clever metaphors seem trite. We mustn't touch, because there is something so small we cannot see except by its effects that will kill the most vulnerable to it. And yet we must touch, because there is something so large we cannot see except by its effects that will kill the most vulnerable to it. I want to talk about human hands as vectors for the exchange of microbes. About how when you search for hand in the online database of 3D scans, you get a white man's hand. If you want any other sort, you have to qualify the noun. I want to know whether a digital hand can hold another digital hand in a chain of hands and bodies, and if that digital chain has a weight in the world. I'd like to talk about how bacteria exchange genes by lateral transfer, a chance exchange when they touch. The walls of the cell are not discrete but porous. What belongs to one, what makes one, their DNA can slip and swap and change. As if I could exchange one of my eyes for one of yours when we brush past each other in the supermarket, and then exchange that one for another's dancing in a sweaty bar later that evening, or our heads nodding and accidentally touching before jolting awake again, riding the subway home late at night. These kind of exchanges are how bacteria have evolved. Strange and unexpected changes, chance occurrences, chance exchanges, leading to evolution. And I'd like to end by somehow drawing this all together and contrasting the digital hand, where nothing changes even through generations, with the physical one, where everything must. To think about how, if those in power had designed DNA, they would have tried to make it watertight. Everything would remain in the area prescribed for it, sealed off, walled in. There would have been no chance touch, no unexpected exchange. And then all of the humans would still be bacteria. But there is no easy mapping from one realm to another, and trying to make these metaphors hold a moral seems trite. And so I return to the refrain. We mustn't touch because there's something so small we cannot see it except by its effects that is killing the most vulnerable to it. And yet we must touch because there is something so large we cannot see it except by its effects that is killing the most vulnerable to it.